Welcome to Local Matters. Today, we begin at Brewster Gardens in Plymouth on the night of June 3rd, where a community vigil standing in solidarity against racism and bigotry was both well-attended and entirely peaceful. Sponsored by the Plymouth No Place for Hate Committee, the Plymouth Police, League of Women Voters, and the Plymouth Area Interfaith Alliance, this broad statement of a community allied against racism was also broadcast live on PAC TV's community channel and Facebook page. Julie Thompson invited Vedna, Lacombe-Heywood, and Sarah Sibley, two of the organizers from the Plymouth No Place for Hate Committee, to talk about it.
I am so pleased to welcome Sarah Sibley and Vedna Heywood to the set here to talk about the Plymouth No Place for Hate Committee. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Thank you so much. First of all, can somebody give me just a brief background of how the No Place for Hate Committee was born?
Okay. So the No Place for Hate Committee, our Plymouth No Place for Hate Committee, actually started in 2001. It was started by the chair, Dr. Barry Mautzler, who remained our chair, I think, until 2013, I believe, and he passed in 2015. This is a town-sanctioned committee. We are citizen volunteers appointed by the Plymouth Board of Selectmen to serve the towns of Plymouth's No Place for Hate Committee. That works in collaboration with other organizations within the town. We were originally part of the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, who actually had a program, like an anti-bias and anti-bullying program that for communities and for schools. And I believe in between 2007, 2008, something like this, when we severed our ties with the organization over their stance on the Armenian genocide. So that is how it was incepted.
Okay. And Sarah, how did you get involved?
I became involved by first attending a meeting in November 2016. Mm-hmm. And I had recently moved back to Plymouth, where I was born and raised, but I had moved away for about 10 years and had just come back and was looking to get involved again. Mm-hmm. And given the work that I do in international exchange and cross-cultural work, I really wanted to see what this committee was doing. And I became a member when a seat opened up in early 2017 and have been involved ever since.
Wonderful. So we really wanted to talk mostly about the vigil. That was a beautifully done vigil, and we ended up doing a virtual vigil as well as one that happened down at Brewster Park. It was a beautiful night. You want to talk to me about how that came about, what started it, why you originally were going to have it at Brewster Park, moved it to virtual, and then we ended up having both. Who wants to talk about that?
So I think as the events transpired last week, in the early part of the week when we began to hear or began to see the video surrounding George Floyd, some of us did kind of speak within our committee to try to find a way to address this as a community. And so there were emails sent back and forth, correspondences with other organizations outside of Plymouth, within Plymouth, to see how we can address this. We understood that IP was also, or Indivisible Plymouth was also thinking about doing something as well. So I would say over the weekend going into the beginning of last week, there was a meeting that was, there was a meeting between No Place for Hate, League of Women Voters, IP, Indivisible Plymouth, as well as some of the youth in the community to talk about how could we go forth. And also, too, we reached out to the Plymouth Police Department very early on to just talk to them and let them know that we were in support of them because of the relationship that, the close relationship that No Place for Hate has with the Plymouth Police Department. Whenever there is a racial incident that occurs here in Plymouth, it is through the Plymouth Police Department that it's reported and it's discussed through our committee. So that's how this was incepted.
That's wonderful. Sarah, talk
Yes,
to
I
me
think
about.
because, sure. Yes, I think because we are a nonpartisan committee and we work in partnership with the police department, like Vedna mentioned, as well as the Plymouth Area Interfaith Clergy Alliance and the Plymouth Public Schools and the Plymouth Public Library, our approach tends to be when these types of situations occur, whether it's locally or a bit more in the local region, we tend to think about how can we collaborate, how can we do something that brings the community together in a strong voice as one. And that's like Vedna was describing. We then helped organize the meetings when we knew that Indivisible Plymouth was interested in doing something too, to try and do something together. And we involved the Plymouth Police Chief early on. And you had asked earlier too about how it changed to include a virtual event. So originally, yes, we were trying to do this all together with all the different organizations Vedna mentioned at Brewster Gardens. And the chief let us know of concerns with public safety. So our event was changed to a virtual event that was kindly being orchestrated on Zoom and run on PAC TV's channel. So thank you once again. And we decided then, as things progressed and Indivisible Plymouth and League of Women Voters wanted to continue to do the event in Brewster Gardens, we continued to work together and collaborate and sync up our programs so that we could actually not only provide some content on Zoom with speakers through No Place for Hate and the Plymouth Area Interfaith Clergy Alliance, but also then synergize so that we could actually stream the events happening in Brewster Gardens onto the PAC TV channel and the feed that PAC TV was running for us. So we were able to continue to work together and really make things happen in a unified way, which is what we had originally intended.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the great takeaways was that we were able to provide a virtual opportunity for some people who did not feel comfortable with COVID-19 and with other public safety concerns going into a crowded event on the waterfront. So it was actually worked out for the best that we were able to provide both kinds of vigils.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing to watch. It truly was. This time of silence when the bells were ringing. Talk to me about how that made you feel. Vedna, let's start with you. That was just amazing, where everyone took a knee and everyone was just silent. Talk about that.
I think for me, it was a moment of humility and like reverence for the moment. It was a moment of solidarity that we had as a town, I think, in terms of everyone that was there. Once again, the police department as well, who also took a knee. I don't know. I in those moments when, because this was, I would say, I was able to take part in two other vigils as well, who did the same. It gives you like a sense of like hope. It gave me at least a sense of hope. In those moments, we are all equalized. You know, when we all take that same stance of silence. It equalized us all in this moment. That's how I felt.
Absolutely. Sarah, how did you feel watching that?
I agree with what Vedna said. It really made everybody feel like part of one community. And it was actually a community resident who offered to arrange the bell ringing when he found out that we were putting together this vigil. It's somebody everybody knows around town from various other acts of service that he does in town. And he kindly arranged all that so that we could time it just right and time it with both what was happening on Zoom and PAC TV with the virtual vigil, as well as what was planned in Brewster Gardens.
Right.
So I just that element, knowing the background piece really kind of completed it for me, that it really felt like seeing kind of community personified in that way by everybody being together in those in the minutes of 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to just say it was an opportunity for us to take something that was so ugly
Yeah.
and reclaim it.
That's a wonderful way to put it. And I felt watching it that it was like a blanket was over everyone, and everyone, like you said, it was a healing moment. It was a quiet moment. It was a somber but very reflective and very loving moment. That's what watching it. That's how I felt. So moving forward. The No Place for Hate, Plymouth's No Place for Hate Committee is doing wonderful things, clearly. Just tell me about anything that happens with discrimination within the town. How do you get involved with that?
So if there is an incidence of discrimination, normally it goes through the police department.
Mm-hmm.
So the police department, they normally go through the police department. At times, too, people have contacted us as well, either through our website and website email, or end up actually showing up at our meetings and describing these incidences. But we work very, very closely with the police department to figure out, one, if this is truly a hate crime, and then if it is, we kind of work to not support those people who are going through the incidents, and or find a way as a community that we address it.
That's great. That's excellent. And when people want to get involved with this organization, on how many different levels can you get involved? What can you do? If I wanted to volunteer, what would I be doing? What would be my best purpose to help?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. There are a lot of ways to get involved. There are the meetings that Vedna just mentioned. We have a monthly meeting, usually the second Thursday of every month at 7 o'clock in the evening. Usually at town hall, but these days it is on Zoom. And actually our next one is in just a couple days on Thursday, the 11th. And it's actually the beginning of the new year for us. We reorganize in June and we start planning what our upcoming year of programming will look like. So expect to see a lot more updates about that on our website, which is PlymouthNoPlaceForHate.org,
Right.
and also on our Facebook page, which is the Plymouth No Place for Hate Committee. And people can come to these meetings. They're public, open meetings, as we are a public committee. And people can come to our events. They can donate also, as we need funds to run our programs, including our citizenship award as well that we run each year to recognize Plymouth students. We also are happy to take inquiries, field ideas from individuals or from other community organizations, like some of the ones that we named that we worked with on this vigil, and are definitely always interested in looking to co-sponsor different types of events, educational events, social justice events within our community. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved.
That's wonderful. And Vedna, I'm going to ask you the last question, but right before I do, any of your events you do post on your Facebook page, correct? Right? Anything,
Yes, we
so
do.
people,
Yeah.
anything that's coming up, people can like them or say, I'm going to participate. So, Vedna, given the incredible movement that's happening all over, not all over the country, but actually all over the world, where do we as a society go from here? In your best case scenario, where do we go from here, in your words?
I hope we don't go back. I hope that we don't remain status quo. I think just from, I guess, my best ability, it's the hope that we move forward and progress. It's the hope that the conversations that perhaps we had difficulty starting, they're going to start. It is the hope that, parents begin to educate their kids regarding differences and embracing differences, and embracing culturalities. It's the hope that we can look at our history for what it is and understand that we can always change and move forward. I think we're at an inflection point in terms of our society, and I think it only goes to one way or the other. It doesn't remain the same.
Yeah.
So the hope is that we just move forward and put this racism and inequality and oppression behind us and just move forward as a society.
Amen. Really, I mean, you said that beautifully. Vedna Heywood and Sarah Sibley, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll have you back again. This is a conversation that will continue. Hope springs eternal, and I'm with you, Vedna, all the way. I hope, as you hope, that this is our time as a society, as a nation, as a world, to fix it and to get it right. So thank you, ladies, so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Julie, and thank you, Vedna, Sarah, and all of the community who came out peacefully to say that Plymouth is no place for hate. Now that we've entered phase 2 in the plan to reopen Massachusetts, are you wondering what meaningful economic recovery might look like? How can the arts and the restaurant industry navigate going forward? And how will the coronavirus ultimately impact our humanity? The Museum of Science is hosting a free virtual event on June 16th to explore the ways we, as students, business owners, artists, and all of us as human beings brace ourselves for our new normal. Join Ari Daniel, science reporter and senior producer at Nova, and sociologist Beth Redbird for a conversation with leaders from some of the industries being hit the hardest. They'll discuss how they've been affected, what they're steeling themselves for, and the ways in which they expect society will be changed forever. This serious conversation is recommended for ages 18 plus and is free, thanks to the generosity of the Lowell Institute. Visit the museum's Facebook page to get the Zoom link. The American Red Cross urgently needs the help of blood and platelet donors. State Representative Kathy Lenatra, together with the Kingston Fire Department and Kingston FOP Lodge number 64, have worked together with the Hilltop Athletic Association to host a blood drive. Register to donate by visiting redcrossblood.org and entering Hilltop, or by calling the number below. It only takes a few minutes to help save a life. 3 months into this pandemic, and we all have it down. We're social distancing and wearing our masks when we can't. Another important defense against illness is a robust immune system, and the Duxbury Senior Center is hosting a Boosting Your Immunity and Health with Nutrition virtual event on June 19th with great advice on staying healthy. Dietitian Kathy Jordan will talk about how prevention of colds, flus, and other infections begins with the grocery store, while wearing a mask and shopping for foods that you should be eating to boost your immune system and keep it strong. This program is free. Visit the Facebook page to register. Feeling crafty? Join Duxbury librarian Ms. Marissa every Thursday for virtual Crafternoon, where she'll teach you how to create crafts with materials you probably have in your home already. The art project will be posted every Thursday on the library's Facebook page. Check out the website for more details. Ace Gutierrez and Josh Wood together make up the band Nirv Jam, and Tiff and Max from Pop-Up Pack TV feature them both in a fun promo we made pre-COVID. Josh and Ace are back with some music.
Hi, I'm Ace Gutierrez. Thank you to Pack TV. Thank you, Tiff, for inviting me. I'm going to do a couple of original songs for you. The first one is called Kangaroo. Hope you enjoy. Certainty, keep me happy, hold me not believed in, said it was over. A distant time, another life, yeah, yeah. I'll escape, maybe next time. If I can only see you coming, not real, except this poison I feel for you. In a world I'd love to steal, capture me. Feeling you is like emptying me. I can't move forward now, no, 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 no. If I can't stand, I'm stuck in pain, but you remain the same. You're still with me and you'll never let me go. A little lie, you're not with me all the time. I don't need a kangaroo, no. A bona fide professional tool. I don't need a kangaroo. I'm bored all the time, smoke and brood. I don't need a kangaroo. Borderline professional tool. I don't need a kangaroo. Don't undress me, I am cool. I don't need a kangaroo. I'm stuck in here, and I won't rate you, dear. You're still with me, and you'll never let me go. A little lie, you're not with me all the time. I don't need a kangaroo. I'm stuck in pain, but you remain the same. You're still with me, and I'll never let you go. A little while, listen, I need to see you smile and trap me in your sorrow. I don't need a kangaroo, a bona fide professional tool. I don't need a kangaroo. I'm bored all the time, I smoke and brew. I don't need a kangaroo. I'm borderline perpetual fool. I don't need a kangaroo. Don't undress me, I am cool. That was Kangaroo. And that's a song I wrote many years ago. And this next song, is a song I wrote very recently. I'm pretty proud of, connecting to more recent events and in my life. And it's called Reappear. Reappear. Guitar strings stroke my hands the way sweet lovers do. Bitter grins shroud my soul and keep me safe with you. So you tell me that I lost my way, and you tell me that I need to change. So I tell you that I just need today to be good. I feel nothing at all, nothing real without your presence here. I steal memories from our past to make you reappear. I might go and start a fight with all I am inside. Your eyes are light fires in my mind to keep my heart alive. I can hear you realize that you tell me that I lost my way, and you tell me that I need to change. So I tell you that I just need today to be good. All I'm looking for is someone I adore to talk with you tonight. Conquer all I feel about your absence here, my love for you, conjuring you for all time, beyond your time. And you tell me that I lost my way, and I tell you that I need to change. So you tell me that I just need today to be good. To be good, All right, and that's my two. Thank you very much, Tiff and Pack TV, and everybody else. Thanks.
Good afternoon, morning, or evening, Plymouth Public Broadcast and Television viewers. My name is Josh Wood, and I play guitar and bass for a musical act called Nirv Jam you may have seen come down your way and hopefully will again soon. So I'm going to play an original song for you. This is called Sing Love. It's a little bit of a stylistic departure from Nirv Jam's order of doing things naturally and normally. Well, let's just get it started. decided on. All that was left was to find a place to be. Bells were ringing and some birds were singing out on my front lawn. Kids were running up and down the street. Out on the horizon, distant storm cloud blue. Long cold shudder shifted through my soul. It was right there and then that I realized time had taken its toll. So sing low, my children. Sing low, sing low. For it seems tomorrow is a long way to go. Friday afternoon, the day I was waiting there, looking around, wondering what was going on. Looking over all the empty faces, all it occurred to me, it had already gone. Ooh. The bells stopped ringing and the birds weren't singing, and a dark cloud filled the sky. The town of Boston sunk into the sea. Well, I wonder if he's listening now to the song I sing. That lonely soul's gonna hold me. Yes, so sing low, my children. Sing low, sing low. For it seems tomorrow, yeah, is a long way to go. Oh, sing low, my children. Sing on, sing on. Yeah, surely tomorrow is bound to come. So I do hope you check us out. We are up there on Facebook and Instagram. It's Nirv Jam. It's Nirv Jam. Josh Wood, thanks a lot for listening, Plymouth.
Thank you guys, that was great. Visit Nirv Jam's Facebook page to tune in to more music. Discussing race in a way that is candid and respectful of other viewpoints and experiences is difficult. To help, the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture launched Talking About Race, a new online portal designed to help communities talk about racism, racial identity, and the ways they shape every aspect of society, from economy and politics to the broader American culture. The online portal provides digital tools, exercises, scholarly articles, and more than 100 multimedia resources tailored for educators, parents, and all individuals committed to racial equality. Visit the museum's website to explore the Talking About Race portal, which is free and does not require registration to use. Talking About Race is generously supported by the Atlantic Philanthropies. Trees and humans are a lot alike. We both have memories, energy, and conversations. On June 15th and 17th, kids can attend an art workshop that explores the way art and nature are connected and how we can use both to help us cope with our ever-changing world. Kids will learn how trees help us thrive, maintain our creativity, and become more giving to our communities. This workshop is recommended for grades 6 through 8, and all levels of art skill are welcome. Visit the trustees' Facebook page to register. The Pembroke Elementary Band, under the direction of Dan Hawes, has 230 5th and 6th grade band musicians. The band was invited back to Fenway Park this year to perform the national anthem for the Boston Red Sox and was looking forward to their yearly performance at the John F. Kennedy Library in Boston. The pandemic put a hold on those plans for now, but through technology, these young band musicians got together and want to spread hope for our community through music. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, Mr. Hawes here. Yeah, I know, my hair's getting kind of long. So is yours. Welcome to the Pembroke Elementary Band's virtual spring concert. And welcome to my laboratory. Oh, ha, 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 ha. This is where we put together 200 elementary band musicians to give a concert. What? Yes. And we had a certain way that we went about this, so I thought I'd take you on a little tour, show you our modus operandi, if you will. So come on, follow me. Don't be shy. This is my trusty MacBook Pro. And this is coffee. Black coffee. Motor oil strength. That got me through this project. Now, if you recall, back in March, we got through all band night and then everything shut down. The children had spring concert music that we touched upon, kind of, sort of. That's when I went into game plan number 1. On my Google Classroom site, I posted play-along and instructional videos. Look at that. There I am teaching clarinets some fingerings so that they can play groovadelic. Hey, clarinets, do you remember how to play E flat? I think you do. Game plan number 2. Within 2 weeks' time, we were doing Google Meet lessons. Not as good as being in school, not as good as the real deal, but amazingly, we got the job done and the students learned. Game plan number 3. In the GarageBand app, I laid down some basic tracks for all of the students' band arrangements. I played every instrument in the band, recorded myself, and I sent audios to the families. Now the students practiced along with those audios, and then when they felt they were ready, you recorded them on your cell phones and sent those audios back to me. And here's what it looks like in GarageBand. Kind of looks like an art project. Mrs. Dunn would like this. Why, look, there's Aiden Miller. No, people, these are not his vital signs. Those are the sound vibrations that came out of his saxophone. When we got all the students into the GarageBand arrangement, I made an MP4, which I then put into the iMovie app. And I put your pictures in that you sent me. And voila! Abracadabra! Snip, snap, virtual concert was done. Nothing to it. Actually, people, it took a lot of work and a lot of time. What happened? Where am I? I'm back. Excuse me. Nectar of the gods. Anyway, seriously, I want to thank all the parents. Parents, this has been such a tough haul for you. You have to juggle your job, raise your children, and be surrogate teachers for them. You are doing amazing work, and I really think the kids, they have been exceptional. Here they are in this very difficult situation, but they have risen to the fore, and they are playing amazing. But don't take my word for it. You're going to hear them in another few seconds, and you can be the judge. You know, there are some perks to having a virtual concert. For instance, you can enjoy this concert at 2:30 in the afternoon, wearing your PJs and your fuzzy bunny slippers, reclining back in your favorite chair. Can't do that at a school concert. You can go in the kitchen, microwave a bag of popcorn. You can't do that at a school concert. Or if you prefer, like me, maybe a bag of Cheetos. No, kids, I did not mean for you to put the Cheetos in the microwave. On with the show. Good health to you. Take it away, Pembroke Elementary Band. Play.
And the band played on. Thank you, Dan Hawes and the Pembroke Elementary Band. And thank you for watching this episode of Local Matters, which is a production of the local scene of PAC TV. Visit our website at pactv.org/local scene for a complete list of resources mentioned in this show. Follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook to keep updated on the ways our community refuses to magnify our differences, but focuses on our common goals for our common good. From all of us at PAC TV, be safe. We'll see you next week.